5 misconceptions that I believe exist around the subject of owning and operating your own truck. What's going on, family? Maurice Beta, Helpful Trucker here. In this video, I'm going to discuss a few misconceptions that I believe exist around being an owner-operator. Now, I love driving my own truck, but I'll be the first to admit that there is another side to it, especially in a down market. So, while there are a lot of misconceptions that exist around being an owner-operator, I made a list of 5. Make sure you take heed to all 5 if you ever want to be an owner-operator. The purpose of this video is to help the individual that is eventually looking to become an owner-operator get a clearer understanding of how things really operate out here. Again, there's a lot of misconceptions around trucking. Hope you get value from the 5 misconceptions that I chose to spotlight in this video. So I believe one of the big misconceptions deals with the subject of control. One of the main reasons most of us become owner-operators is because we want to feel like we're more in control of our lives and our future and our paychecks. And most certainly the pursuit of that freedom and control as a truck driver, as an owner-operator, is definitely real. I mean, the open road is a freeing experience. There's nothing like it, I would say, in the world. And that's what we get paid to do, to drive around and basically enjoy the freedom of the open road. Fly like a bird, take to the sky. I need you down, Lord, carry me higher. Praise me tonight, I need the strength of you by my side. Hey! So that side of it is very real, but the facts are, we're not in control. Behind me, what you see is the freight that I pull. The freight and how it's running and what it pays, that's what's in control. I don't have control over the rates. I don't have control over the fuel prices. I don't have control over the interest rates that govern commercial lending. I don't have any control over the regulatory authorities that control this profession. And none of those guys are listening to us as truck drivers, as owner-operators. Those are the things that are really in control. The pursuit of freedom and control as an owner-operator is real, but during a down market, all that is essentially out the window. At least it's gonna feel that way. Now, because as an owner-operator, you do lack control over so many of the different things that are gonna determine your paycheck, the stuff I already mentioned, that makes expansion in trucking, in my opinion, risky. A lot of people will say, well, you could just get another truck or get another couple of trucks and put a driver on it. Drivers are all over the place looking for jobs. People say that like it's pretty simple, but it's not really that easy to find another driver, not to find a good one. A small guy like me is actually in competition with a bigger guy, like this guy that has all these trucks behind me. So I'm thinking, why would somebody want to drive my second truck or my third truck when they can just drive for this guy? He's got a lot nicer trucks. He's got the work. He can pay them. He's got the structure in place already. And the driver that I would be looking for if I had a second or a third truck is a good driver. And a good driver can go anywhere. In other words, we as small owner operators, we're all essentially in competition with the bigger carrier. And the driver that we want that's gonna take care of your truck, that's gonna work hard, that's gonna work every day, that's gonna do the work that need to be done, that's gonna have a good driving record, not be showing up late to places, have himself together. This is a good driver, and that driver can go anywhere. The pool of drivers that I can pick from as a small guy is the driver that can't drive for this guy. Now I'm dealing with drivers that have messed up driving records, or may have drug issues, or may not have their personal lives together. It makes expansion in trucking risky. I mean, one of the main things you need to be able to expand in trucking successfully is somebody responsible behind the wheel that's gonna take care of your truck. And being that good drivers, the ones that are gonna do that, can go anywhere. It can make it difficult for a small guy like me.
Hey, babe. It's a nice truck.
Yeah, it is. Everything nice and new. You know the only thing about it, though?
What?
It ain't gonna make us more money.
What do you mean?
I mean, unless we getting it to put a second driver on it. and use it as another truck, but just to get rid of the truck that we got now, that's running fine, that's not in the shop all the time, just to get a shiny new truck, it ain't gonna allow us to be able to pull more loads. So it ain't gonna make us more money. So, I had a conversation with a couple of friends of mine that were thinking the same way a couple of years ago before the fuel prices got crazy. And both of them were saying essentially that as soon as they get done paying for the truck that they were currently driving and paying for, as soon as they paid it off, they were both telling me they're gonna go trade it in on a shiny new truck. I responded to them both the same way. Why you wanna do that? A shiny new truck is not gonna make you more money. They both responded the same way, which was basically they just wanted a shiny new truck. I would have responded differently had they said, well, when I get done paying for this truck that I'm driving, I'm gonna buy me a second trailer so that I can keep a trailer loaded all the time so I can stay moving. Or I'm gonna buy me a different kind of trailer so that I can haul a different kind of freight when the one kind of freight that I haul is down. And that's how you make more money in trucking. A shiny new truck is not gonna make you more money. It may be nice to have, it may be nice to look at, but you gotta understand, unless you're gonna put a driver on that second truck, just paying off your first truck and then trading it in on a shiny new truck just because you want one is really a perspective that, in my opinion, needs to be reevaluated in a down market. In an up market, maybe you can get away with stuff like that. But in my opinion, in a down market, if you got equipment that's running good, that's not in the shop, why in the world would you want to trade it in for a shiny new truck? To me, it just makes no sense. Checks to right. This is actually another area of being an owner-operator, working for yourself, that I would say that some people have a misconception about. Most of what you earn as a self-employed individual is not gonna be yours. If you wanna bring home $1 as a self-employed individual, you need to get focused on actually earning $5. All of what you earn is not gonna be yours to keep, and you don't wanna even learn to operate that way, where you're looking at everything that you earn as if it's really your money. Typically, when you're looking at a business, 50% of that revenue is gonna go back into the business for overhead and for the cost of operation. It's gonna be another 25% that's gonna have to get allotted for taxes, which means the owner is gonna be left with 25%. So typically, when you're looking at a business, when you're looking at gross revenues, you're only gonna be looking at bringing home about 25% of those gross revenues as the owner. But as an owner-operator, your cost of operation is expensive. It actually costs more percentage-wise to own and operate your own truck than it does a lot of other businesses. So essentially what I'm saying is, when looking at the revenue that a truck produces as an owner-operator, instead of 50% of the revenue going back into the cost of operating the truck, the cost of getting it up and down the road and overhead, you might be dealing with a situation where 55% of the revenue is going back into the operation of the truck, because operating a truck is high. Then that's going to leave another 25% for taxes, and in this scenario, it's only going to be 20% left for the owner. Again, it's just another way of saying that if you want to bring home $1 as a self-employed individual, you got to get focused on earning $5. And all that means is most of what you earn is not going to be yours to keep. I believe that's a huge misconception, not just involved with being an owner-operator, but involved with being a self-employed individual in any profession. This is not a bad thing, it's just an is thing. And if you understand this, then you're more prone to keep your eyes, to keep your mind on your bottom dollar. I'm getting into my zen. You want to have an abundant mindset that is always focused on the good in things. Obviously, I'm trying to be funny. The point here is your attitude does matter in trucking when it comes to being an owner-operator and when it comes to being self-employed. The misconception is some people will have you thinking that hard work is enough. Some people will have you thinking that muscle and brawn and staying awake for uncanny amounts of hours at a time is the way to get it done. When I would be the one to advocate, especially in trucking, for a mindset that says, whatever I'm looking for is also looking for me. If you're the type of individual that's able to stay focused on what you want, you're able to keep your mind focused on what you want, irregardless of the fact that what you don't want may be happening. If you can be that type of individual that will stay focused on what you want as opposed to what you don't want, you'll find yourself doing what I call massaging things into place for yourself. You'll find yourself getting trucking to work for you like you want to work. There's a lot of people that are not able to do that. And then there are others on the owner-operator side in trucking that are able to end up massaging their situation into a place where it works for them. This is the thing that I believe that most owner-operators like about being an owner-operator the most. Because in time, you can get it to the point that you can be working exactly how you want to work. Again, this is what I call massaging things into place for yourself. Mindset is important. Attitude is important. Focus is important. What you're thinking about is important. And I would say that most people are not thinking about what they want. Most of us are busy thinking about the result of what's happening. How I'm thinking now is what's going to determine how I deal with what is going to come my way tomorrow. Attitude matters in trucking. It's not all about hard work. It's not all about being able to drive all day. It's not all about muscle and brawn. A lot of it has to do with your mindset, your attitude, and what you spend your mental energy focusing on. Check the shirt, family. Check the shirt. My dispatcher saw me wearing this the other day and almost fell out laughing. You can grab you up one by clicking the link in the description of this video. I got them available in long sleeve t-shirt, hoodie, and zip hoodie with this design on the back. Be sure to look below in the description of this video and grab you up one. Hell, grab you up a couple of them.